tonight is Game 2 of the Anaheim-Dallas series, and I'm hoping we can pull one out against the Ducks and even this thing up at 1-1 going back to Dallas. But there are a few games that went on last night. The first game included the Flyers and the Rangers, and this game was a doozy. You saw the Flyers get the first goal with Andrew McDonald, but after Matt Zuccarello tied it up at 1, there was no scoring until the third period. Brad Richards and Derek Stepan, 2 power play goals on a potent penalty-killing unit, and this was a statement win by the Rangers, and I didn't expect the Flyers to give up 2 power play goals because they're known for their penalty killing. But a win like this could give the Rangers some momentum in the series. They outshot the Flyers 36-15, and usually the team that wins Game 1 ends up taking the series. Then again, the Rangers have an 8-0 lead over the Flyers in the head-to-head play since these teams have played at Madison Square Garden. So that definitely counts for something. The Chicago Blackhawks faced the St. Louis Blues. It was 3-2 Chicago after the first period. Brent Seabrook and Johnny Oduya playing the role of offensive defenders, getting the goals and the necessary points for St. Louis to generate, for Chicago to generate scoring chances. St. Louis got back in the game, and Jalen Schwartz got the game-tying goal, and Alexander Steen got the game winner in triple overtime. It was intense. Both goaltenders did well considering what the forwards and defensemen did for each team. But St. Louis, amazing comeback victory, and even though I expect this team to continue to struggle against Chicago, you have to be impressed with the way St. Louis handled themselves. Paul Stastny had the game-tying and the game-winning goal against the Minnesota Wild. The Wild were up 4-2 at one point in the second period, and Colorado came back to win. They showed a lot of adversity. They got a critical win in overtime when it mattered, and Stastny deserves a lot of props for getting 2 clutch goals, because if Minnesota held on to this lead, I think they would have been the victors in this series. And now coming back like this, it reinforces the fact that Colorado will win in 5 and 6 if they don't sweep the Wild. Minnesota played better than I expected, and I'm not sure Colorado's guaranteed to sweep Minnesota in 4 games. I'm still picking the sweep, but Minnesota could end up winning a game or 2 in this series. San Jose scored 5 consecutive goals in their 6-3 win over the LA Kings. 2 were on the power play, and I'm surprised that they were so effective because the Kings are supposed to have a good penalty-killing unit. They gave up 2 power play goals, just like the Flyers. So I told you guys last night that I had all the home teams winning: Rangers, Blues, Avalanche, and the Sharks getting Game 1. I still think that Anaheim's going to win in 7. We're going to see Chicago come back and win in 7. We'll see Flyers in 7. But it's definitely a lot to think on and reflect. So I think the Flyers have to win Game 2, because if they don't, the Rangers are going to take this series. Chicago, they're going to get Game 2, I just have a feeling. And the Kings, I think they'll end up taking Game 2 as well, and we'll see 3 series 1-1. But it's too early to state at this point. There were a lot of exciting games last night. So Montreal's facing Tampa Bay, and I think that Montreal's going to win this game again. I just got a feeling they'll go up 2-0 on the road. Tampa Bay will win some road games in Montreal, but this will be one of those 5-6 game series contests where the Canadiens just take the series. Detroit faces Boston. What does Detroit have to do to avoid getting swept? What do they have to do to make a statement win? Well, they've got to outshoot the Bruins. They've got to get the puck by Chara and Boychuk and make things happen. And it all starts with Pavel Datsyuk. He's been healthy. He's back at full health at the right time. But Pavel Datsyuk has to win the faceoffs. He has to distribute the puck to his wingman. And the Detroit Red Wings forwards have to come together and play as a team. Dallas, we just have to beat Anaheim tonight on the road. That's all we got to do is make it 1-1, head back to Dallas. So I'm going to go with Dallas. I'll go Boston and Montreal for my winners tonight. We'll see what happens. Thanks for tuning in.